Hello and welcome everybody to the quick run of the Dutch-Bangla Bank Test series between Bangladesh and South Africa. This is the second test, day 3 here in Chattogram, the Zohar Chaudhary Stadium, and it's an honor to be joined by the veteran commentator, Mr. Sher-e Chaudhary. Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, firstly, unfortunate, but I have to start with the question. Did you, by any means, think that the test match will end on day 3?
Not really. I think the way it was going initially, particularly with the resistance that Mominul and Tajul had put up at that point in time, I'd have thought they'd have got some more runs in the first innings. So would have taken it deeper, but not to be. And the second innings was shambolic, sorry to say. And even the players at the end, I know you don't expect too much from the lower order batters or the tail-enders, but needed to see some kind of resistance. They seem to be playing the balls quite comfortably, but just lost it. All of them seems to have this habit of going for the big shots, and they paid for it. And eventually, just in the nick of time, we just lost that. But congratulations to South Africa, very, very emphatic win.
Yeah, speaking of the second innings, we can see the match summary at the moment. A huge margin of win for South Africa, an innings and 273 runs.
Yeah, and it's supposedly a record. That first innings really made the game for South Africa with 3 centurions, not only centurions, maiden test centurions were their first test centuries. And right from the word go, Bangladesh were on the back foot, folding up very early, but normally Bangladesh tend to come back in the second innings, but not to be, and that's been the problem, and that's going to be of serious concern to Bangladesh because, as I said, even when we talked earlier to some of the coaching staff, they said we tend to come back after a disastrous start. Hasn't happened on a track which is batting friendly. I can tell you that. There are no gremlins in the wicket, no excuses for the batters. It was just very good bowling and fielding by the South Africans and underperformance by the Bangladeshis.
159 in the first innings, 143 bounded out for that in the second innings, and the 3 sessions combined, Bangladesh lost 16 wickets today.
They want to forget this day. Seriously. I think on a day like this, Bangladesh needed to assert themselves, make the effort. It's just that just have a look at the wickets to fall, little poke outside, and just the manner in which they lost the wickets. You see, very tentative, getting the shoulder of the bat, getting to the slip. And this is uncalled for, unnecessary to go for a shot at that point in time. Mominul Haq, of all people, who had done all the hard work, and then it kept on coming. What about that ZACS? Way down the wicket, last ball before the tea break, and he does something silly like that. A lot of wickets falling to shots that could have been avoided. Even that one, I think that was Mirage and was up in the air and was taken quite well.
5 wickets for Keshav Maharaj and 4 for Sen Muthusamy. The spinners definitely dominated, whereas Rabada ruled the first innings.
Well, Rabada always will exploit conditions early in a test match. There is something in the pitch, early morning moisture, but it doesn't really matter. He can be a very lion-hearted bowler. He can really take the wickets, and then he gets the support from Keshav Maharaj, and this young guy who's just come in hasn't had too much opportunity to play regularly for South Africa. So grab your opportunity when they come with both hands, and that's exactly what he's done. And it's going to be quite a dilemma for the selectors in South Africa to decide on who to pick, because there's so much available to them. And that's a wonderful feeling to have. And South Africa really going great guns. And we're talking to the skipper in Markram in post-match, and I said that this is a great bolster towards that target of going for the Lord's final in the World Test Championship.
And speaking of that, they do have a very good shot at making it to the finals. 2 Lords, they've got 4 test matches coming up at home, South Africa.
Home advantage. They played well. Away from home, just have a look at the points table. That's what you're mentioning, that this advantage of playing at home. And they're going to try and win them. And the manner in which they've approached the games, they haven't let go of the stranglehold they had in Bangladesh. Some team might just say, okay, Bangladesh are not quite there, and we'll just ease off on the accelerator or ease off on tightening the game. But they kept on going, kept on creating pressure, and that's what they need to do. Just carry the momentum forward when they go and play those test matches in South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa at number 4, India and Australia right at the top, and they face each other later on this year with 5 test matches. So most likely they are going to, like, one team is going to knock the other one out.
Well, it might happen, but I tell you what, this World Test Championship cycle is an exciting addition to test matches, which for a few years back was sort of not dying, but the interest was less. And now that every match becomes important, if you make a draw, it's 6 points. If you win, it's 12 points. So you're striving for that point. You want to go to the finals. And even those down the ladder will try to keep in a position where at the end, when the Lord's final is played, they're going to say, oh, I'm number 4, I'm number 5. So that is something to look forward to too.
Yeah, and Bangladesh dropping points even after winning against Pakistan and, dropping down to the second last position. But plenty to learn from, plenty to work on. What are some of the pointers you would have?
Just basic cricket. I think that's where they're faltering. I think they have just the mindset. Application is missing. I think a lot of points. Application, their patience has been tested. Resilience has been missing. Skill sets also, I'm afraid, on occasions they've been caught short. So it's a whole group of deficiencies in Bangladesh that has exposed itself in the recent past, which has to be addressed very, very quickly. Otherwise, they're going to keep on playing these mediocre games, and we don't want that. So much support, so much love for the game from all of us. Both of us were so disappointed with the result today. We want Bangladesh to succeed. We want to see smiles in the faces of the supporters, and they've got to pull up their socks, and they've got to really play well. Simple matter. Basics of cricket, get them right, put their heart into it, and fight for your team.
You're taking words from your mouth, sir, but thank you very much for joining us. And finally, coming back to you guys, as us Bangladeshi fans and you guys too, this is not expected, but this happens in cricket. As sir said, that patience applies on the field, but I also think it applies off the field also. I think it's about time that we become a bit patient and support them, give them some time to turn things around, and hopefully Bangladesh, the Tigers, will make a comeback in time. But thank you very much for joining us during this series, the Dutch-Bangla Bank series between Bangladesh and South Africa. We're wrapping it up from Chittagong, Zohra Chaudhary Stadium. Thank you very much for joining us.